We live in the digital era, and with that, we've seen a rise in many people creating content that goes on various social media platforms such as YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and the likes. In fact, this has become such a niche that people from many parts of the world are actually making a decent or even lavish livelihood just from this. In essence, the idea is that your content as a creator will garner enough interest from the masses to make them want to subscribe to your channel. What then happens is that with every view you receive, there is a monetary incentive. With this understanding, Botswana have armored up to chatter into this territory, setting up channels to bring fresh new content on the regular. We actually have here locally content creators who've garnered thousands and even hundreds of thousands of subscribers on such platforms as YouTube. One such is Buffalo William Molebati, otherwise known as William Last KRM on social media. He burst onto the scene as a social media comedian, but expanded his craft to include a rap career. On YouTube, William Last KRM has over 200,000 subscribers. His critically acclaimed Tinto music video has gone over 2 million views. But direct pay from YouTube for all this? None. The question is why? Why aren't content creators in Botswana getting paid for their efforts by these social media platforms? Well, we're here with PropTech entrepreneur Sethebe Manake of Vantage Properties to shed some light on this.
From a Botswana perspective, what you need to have is a way in which money can arrive to your bank account. Some platforms allow you to use PayPal if you have a PayPal account. And with some platforms, you need to have what is called an IBAN number. An IBAN number is an international bank account number, which then communicates with the particular payment gateway. So a payment gateway is a way in which your money will move from whatever the platform is right to your account. So when you connect to the payment gateway, what they require from you as opposed to your bank account number or whatever, they ask for your IBAN number, which takes them to your country and right to your bank account.
Why are content creators in Botswana not getting paid by these platforms, say maybe YouTube? Because we have creators here locally who have well over 10,000 subscribers with more than 2 million views, if you will.
Botswana is interesting. So internationally, you're supposed to have, the IBAN number comes from your country being able to connect to the international payments. I don't know if it's gateways or which, there's an association of that nature. So just to give an example, when I want to send you money, right, through my account, I put in your account number, your branch code, and you'll give me your bank, which bank it is, right? So these are things that communicate with my bank account, where the money is going. When you go international, there is a possibility for using SWIFT codes, and a SWIFT is by definition it's Society of World Interbank Financial Telecommunication. So it's communication between banks, right? Now, on the digital economy, in the digital world, it's not just banks who pay or who get paid. It's not just banks who are doing different transactions. So what happens is then through an IBAN or a national switch, then different payment gateways can connect to you. So for instance, I can pay you with mobile money and it goes to your account. And this is because they are connected through what is called a national switch. Because we don't have a national switch that links up all universal payments internationally and locally, our content creators are not able to log their IBAN number on the particular platform, and therefore money cannot arrive. A national switch is something that is done at a banker's regulatory level, because the structure is you would have your BOB, for argument's sake, you would have your BOB, and it is where the national switch would sit because they are the payment gateway regulator. Yeah. And that is where everybody would connect. The banks would connect there, the mobile operators would connect there, Fintech companies that have got gateways will connect there. Websites would be able to connect there. Different merchants would be able to connect there. And that way, then everybody would have their own IBAN, and they're able to transport money to move from one stakeholder to another internationally and locally. So for that to happen, it's really a government initiative that has to happen. And even if it does become a commercial or corporation initiative, nobody benefits more than the public in having this.
So currently, as things are, what is the content creators' recourse? How can they get some sort of compensation from this, even though it's not direct payment from the platforms?
The only way that one can do or go about it is to leave the country. So digitally, you can choose a different region. You can choose South Africa and say that's your region, but it doesn't last because your IBAN number needs to be South African, right? And it's not an easy thing. People think that things that are digital are simple, you can bypass. You can't, because your ISP tells us where you are. It tells the platform where you are. So at some point, they will allow you to run at a particular point. Then they will say that your location is saying that you're not in the region that you say you're in. And that could block you forever because that's fraud as far as they're concerned. So you do need to, the only way that you can do that, even when you do register in another region, they want a physical address to say you are living in that particular region. They confirm your physical address. So it's not as simple as, oh, no, I can say I live in South Africa, I can say I live in Zambia. No, you can't. Because when you do say that, it is fraud. And with the digital economy, everything is recorded, everything is seen, your footprint is seen, where do you go, how much time do you spend where, and all of that, where do you get your payments from, who are your audience, all of these things are in black and white. But I've seen a lot of other content creators being creative in that they get sponsorships for products, sponsorships of their shows, sponsorship for their whatever it is that they're talking about, and they get paid sometimes in kind and sometimes in money, but it's limited in that you only receive money locally. And as a content creator, you can go as far as possible because there's no boundary on how far your content goes. So in as much as you can go around looking for sponsorships and all of that, you won't be able to make as much money as what we see content creators across the continent making.